This training will help you with your Guardian account for your SSAE elementary students. So your Guardian account will help you with attendance, your schedule setup, and of course give you that testing password. So for your Guardian account, you're going to go to peak.getfueled.com. Your username will be your first name, then your last name, capitals, so capital L, then capital H, for example, on mine, no spaces, and then your password will be change-me1 with a capital C at the beginning. When you log in, what I want you to do is go to your name on the top right, click on account settings, go ahead and put in that current password, change me one, and then the new password you want, go ahead and change that password. So go ahead and pause this while you go and do that. So now that you've changed your password, now we're just going to take a look at what's inside this Guardian account. So first of all, there's this great big red box that you just don't need to worry about. That is not a big deal at all. Only thing you need to do is look where it has your student's name. You can only access your child's information. So you're going to click on your student's name right there where you see that red arrow. Once you do that, you're going to go to Actions on the bottom right, and then just go ahead and click on Go to Classroom. You can play with these other things. I'm really not 100% certain what they're going to do for you. And then you'll notice too, it's going to show you currently what how your child is doing on lessons, which is kind of nice to go ahead and see how much time your child has spent inside the curriculum, just to look inside that. So right now, go ahead and go back into your Guardian account, go to your student's name and click on Go to Classroom, then come back to this account or this video. So your Guardian account is for three main things: to set up the calendar, which is very important, to do attendance, which you'll need to do every single day your child does work. You cannot go back in the past and make up attendance. And then to unlock any assessments that are a requirement of you to give to your child. There are few, but some assessments where the system wants you to go ahead and verbally give a test to your child or print off a test and give to your child to fill out, and then you hand grade it, and then you put those answers inside the K12 system. What's nice about this is it's flexible. So if your child gets to an assessment where you need to unlock it and you just don't have time, maybe you're busy cooking dinner at that time, it's just not the best time for you, you can ask your child to wait and go on to the next lesson, and luckily that lesson will go into the not completed section. So it's real easy to go back and find it and finish it at that point. So please go ahead and listen to me talk while you're inside of your Guardian account. So now that you're inside of that account, go ahead and click on Plan across the top left and click on the Schedule Setup. Once you're inside that Schedule Setup, there's many things you can do. So right now I'm just going to lead you through this, and you can go ahead and do what works for you. So if I click on Schedule Setup, you should do the same thing inside of Plan. It'll show you days off. So it's real easy to click on days off. So to do that, what you're gonna do is, if I want the 12th on Monday to be a day off, I'm gonna click on that day on the left, and it's gonna go ahead and go over there. You cannot click on Use School Calendar. It won't work. We haven't put the school calendar in there on purpose. And of course, you put a bunch of days in here. You're like, you know what, I just want my kid not to school at all in August, let's say, because, you know, August should still be summer or whatever. So then if you change your mind and go, never mind, we should be doing school in August, then I can click on Clear All, click OK, and now those days are back on the schedule. So this is flexible. If you go in and say, you know what, we're going to Waterworld tomorrow, and you click on that day, now it's a day off, but then maybe you decide, actually, we're not going to go. Now I want that day back. Just click on it and it goes back. So it's super awesome. You can go through and make every single Friday vacation day if you want, because your child's going to be in school with us. You can do that if you want to, but you do not have to. The thing is, I would probably go ahead and mark those as vacation days so it'll develop the plan correctly. So let's go to Plan next. Oh, and to switch to months real quick, you're just going to click this arrow over to go to the different months. So if I click on Plan, Now I can set up how many lessons I want my child to do. So if you put days off in first, mark all those Fridays, mark any weeks off you want, make sure you mark Christmas Day off. You can reference the D49 calendar. You don't have to, super flexible. Then you're going to go to plan and put in how many days you want your child to do work. So if I go ahead and calculate end date for this student, it's going to show me when this child is going to finish school. So obviously, if this child does one lesson in math every day, Monday through Friday, one math lesson in the literature, Monday through Friday, and only 2 in science, he's going to finish in March, which is awesome. But we know that Friday is not going to be probably a school day. I didn't put the vacation days in. And this calendar, this plan is based off no vacation days at all. Okay, so that's where the days off are super important for you to put in before you calculate projected end dates. And of course, around every month or two, you're going to want to get in here and play with it and make sure you're right where your child needs to be with finishing on time. The beautiful thing about this too, if you want your child to finish early and you want them in different curriculum, that you can set this up like that. If you want your child to finish early May and take an early summer, you can do that too. It's lots of great options. Anything you do, just make sure you click save. It's not going to highlight for me right now because I haven't changed the schedule at all. Show and hide courses is not something you're going to want to do. You obviously want all 3 of these courses to show up. So don't mess with that at all. If you unclick these boxes, then that course won't show up for your student and then they can't do the work. So you definitely don't want to do that. So that's pretty simple. If we go into plan and we go to attendance, again, attendance is what you're going to want to do every single time they do school. So this is kind of like if your child were in a regular elementary school classroom, they would have math for that solid hour. If that math lesson on K12 today only takes your child 15 minutes, still default to that hour. If your child does 2 lessons, go ahead and change this to the 120 minutes or whatever it may be. Then it's going to calculate totals to date. So you'll see this student's already put an hour in, which is awesome. It's not required to start school until next week, so this kiddo is ahead of the ball game and already has an hour in literature too. The other thing with attendance that's super important is just because it's on K12 doesn't mean it's the only learning your child's getting. So when you're at home with your child doing school, if your child's picking up a book not part of their learning and reading 30 minutes a day, or doing math facts for 10 minutes a day, or doing some typing practice, or the Duolingo, or doing some PE, pretty much anything you feel is learning for your child, please put into attendance. The messy part is obviously physical education, for example, doesn't really fit in math, literature, or science. That's okay. Just go ahead and throw it in the box that works best. So for my daughter that plays volleyball, her 3-hour practice every day, I could go ahead and say, you know what, I feel like maybe PE is more sciencey, so I'm going to throw in 180 minutes right here for her volleyball practice on that day, for example. So just know that this is your attendance keeper for not only just K12, but for everything your child's going to do for learning on those at-home days. You do not need to do attendance on Fridays. We take care of that in building, so don't worry about doing it on K12. If your child logs into school on a Sunday, then go ahead and log into your attendance and give your child that credit. Let's say you forget to do attendance. Again, you cannot go back to the past. So if I were to click back here on Gavin's, I'm not going to save. If I were to click back here on his and go back to Friday, then, oh, maybe it is. Oh, okay. It looks like it is allowing us to go back in time now. So that's awesome. Yay. So looks like you can go back and do attendance, but try to stay up on your everyday attendance duties as a parent. If you forget, looks like you might be able to go back. If the system doesn't allow you to go back like it was last week, then you can go ahead and tag on that Sunday's work to that Monday's. It doesn't have to be perfect. The only way you can mess up attendance is by not doing it. And finally, you'll notice that only attendance and schedule setup is in your account, your Guardian account. So if you feel like you're struggling to do the attendance or schedule setup, it's probably because you're in your kid's account. So just keep that in mind. And then when you get to an assessment that makes you log into your child's account, you will notice that. You'll just put in your password, up will pop the answer key, and it will guide you on what to do. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, just let us know. We're here to help you.